Ongoing war there has taken its toll on soldiers and civilians alike, transforming the lives of millions across Eastern Europe. Since July, we have taken you to different parts of the country every week, and tonight we wanted to show you a slice of life in the nation's largest city. 10/11's John Grinvalds took an independent trip to Ukraine in May and brings us this final story in this 10-part series.
Everyone has their own way of dealing with the war and their own way of fighting it. From taking up arms in the trenches to cultivating flower gardens in the ruins despite bombing raids. I saw Ukrainians living through the tensions of modern war every day. Ukraine is and has always been a land of contrasts. Nowhere is that more evident than in its capital, Kyiv, divided by the Dnipro River. It's a city of shopping malls and war memorials. Here, the 2022 invasion came as a surprise to many.
2 weeks before, nobody actually believed that the war would start.
A storm of shock and chaos in those early days of the fighting.
I could not imagine that Russia could someday attack us, because we tried to make friends with them. It was a hard blow to our hearts, to our soul.
Kyiv's center, Maidan Square, is at once a commercial hub and site of public funerals. Every flag here marks a death in the war, now a dense forest.
So many amazing soldiers was killed. So many amazing civil people was killed.
But apathy toward the conflict is common there too, as it is in America. A Ukrainian teacher tells me many of his younger students turn away.
Frankly, they're not thinking much about it, and that's kind of sad, especially those whose families for now are not involved in the war directly.
Even as bombs fall like rain just a few hundred miles to the east and missiles slam into these urban centers, you'll find the familiar hunt for the viral post, the choreographed clawing for social media influence. Teenagers filming a video just feet from those waving flags, and near them, a man in a minion costume. I speak with his co-worker dressed as a bear.
It's hard when you see that right next to me there is burial of the soldiers, fallen soldiers. But you have to understand, you have to kind of decompress, loosen up a little bit and bring some positivity.
Serhiy says it doesn't pay well right now, waiting to take photos with tourists that never come.
And some people against it, like, what are you doing? You should be in the front line and stuff like this. But I think I can do some good here before I get drafted.
Others, like Mikhailo, can never escape the war. It permanently changed the way he walks.
During this fallback, either I stepped on the mine or there was artillery shelling that ripped off my legs. I do not clearly remember.
He recovered thanks to the work of Protest, a prosthetics company right off Maidan Square. Mikhailo now spends his time helping others adjust to life after amputation.
I know a lot of people, military people, who even after the prosthetic legs and prosthetic limbs, they cannot adapt to it and they cannot walk.
In May, thousands remember the fallen of World War II on Victory in Europe Day, laying flowers near an unwavering flame.
We should not forget about their heroic deeds and their hard life during those terrible years.
They draw lessons from the stillness, the struggle for liberation eternalized in stone, as they find themselves again facing the gun barrel of an empire.
We've always had this conflict between Russia and Ukraine, with Ukraine wanting to become independent and to be itself.
5 years and 27 million dead before these war machines fell silent. How long? How many will die before these kill for the last time?
I don't think that the end of the war will be soon. From time to time we say that what our ancestors could not do 100 years ago, we are doing now. That's why this is so vital for us.
Through death, despair, and depletion, many say they can't give up the fight. This fledgling democracy straddling the Dnipro is all they have. Reporting for 10/11, I'm John Grinvalds.